Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. So I'm John, and what this channel's about, it's a journey, right? It's what I'm trying to do and what I'm going to do over the course of the next few months is I'm building a coffee brand. I'm building a coffee business, starting it from absolute scratch. But on the roasting side of the business, so I won't be retailing cups of coffee. I'm going to be roasting coffee. So I'm starting this from complete scratch, and the idea, the goal here is to start where I'm at, which is basically at zero, and then scale this. How far, I don't know yet, but to scale this business. Now, I've been roasting coffee for a number of years, mostly for personal consumption. I love fresh roasted coffee. I love coffee, and a number of years ago, I stumbled upon this a great guy, Ron in South Carolina, who makes a drum specifically for coffee roasting, and it's a drum that goes into a barbecue. So on the next video, I'm actually going to be showing you the setup. I'm going to be starting with. So I started roasting for myself, for family, for friends, really just as a hobby, just as something I just enjoyed doing it. But in doing this for a number of years, I'm learning every day, but I've really started to understand the process of coffee roasting and what makes a great tasting cup of coffee. Um, so I've long been interested in building a coffee business, and so this is what this is. This is an attempt now to kind of take all of this knowledge of the past few years to to bring this to to bring this to market, basically to see how far I can go in making a business. So I'm going to be thinking about the company name, the coffee brand's name. I've got a few ideas, how I'm going to market it, how I'm going to sell it, um, where I'm going to be buying my beans, and then I'm really bringing all this together. So really starting from scratch. I do have some ideas now where I'm getting the beans from. So hopefully soon I'll be taking you on a trip to the coffee importer to pick the beans up. I'm getting them now from a couple of different sources, but I'm pretty much paying retail prices for the green beans. To make this a viable business, I need to kind of bring the wholesale cost down as much as I can. So, and I'm starting off with the equipment I've been using for personal roasting. So, I think this equipment can really take me quite far, but I'm limited in terms of volume I can produce. So, the idea is to start with where I'm at with what I've got, and then to build a brand, to build a business, and then to scale it from there. Eventually, my idea is to secure a location where I can put a more conventional, coffee roasting machine inside that. So it's going to be a journey. How long this journey takes, I don't know. Right now I am roasting outside, which is perfect. As long as the weather is like this. But this is Canada, and in a few months, potentially a few weeks, it could be very, very different than what it is now. So, anyhow, guys, that's the objective here. The objective is to document this process, to document where I am now, and to really build this into being a great coffee brand. So I would love it if you'd consider subscribing to the channel to follow along. If anyone's involved in the coffee business and you got some tips, some pointers, some ideas, I'd love to hear them. Drop me a comment below. But over the next few videos, what I'll be doing is actually showing you in a bit more detail what my setup is, taking you through a few roasts. I'm doing a lot of testing right now. And then, going to pick up the beans, the actual green beans. I'll be meeting my wholesale supplier for the first time over the next couple of weeks. And hopefully, and I don't know when I'm looking at really launching. I don't, obviously this isn't a 6-month process to before I launch. I want to launch fairly soon, So showing you how I'm going to be doing the marketing and how I'll be basically selling all the steps. What backends do I need? Do I need to get a website? Do I need to get an e-commerce site? How I'll be doing the ordering, the delivering. I don't have a retail location, but I would love to make some connections or join up with a few retailers who are interested in buying roasted coffee wholesale. So it's everywhere right now. I'm starting from scratch. There's thousands of ideas on the table, and working through it. But the passion for coffee is there. I want to build a great brand. And bring something to people that they love. So I'd really, really, it'd be great if you would join me on this journey. I think it could be, an amazing learning experience. I've had a few businesses in the past, nothing to do with coffee, and so I've got a fairly good idea of how to start a business, how to launch. But this is in a completely different field. This is, really for the first time, I think this is a business that's really a passion. It's a passion project meets business. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff too. Wanting to change my life, wanting to do something a little bit different, wanting to build something that I can leave to my stepkids. To build a coffee brand that they can then take over. So we'll see. It's a journey. So join me on this journey. It'll be great to have you along for the ride. And until the next video, take care of yourselves. I forgot to say, this is my apron. So I was doing a few roasts today, and I do I do wear one of these heavy duty aprons. Roasting coffee is a little bit messy. So yeah, this is when you see this on, this means I'm roasting.